nothing. Blessed is he whose help is the God of Jacob, whose hope is in the Lord his God, the maker of heaven and earth, the sea and everything in them, the Lord who remains faithful forever. He upholds the cause of the oppressed and gives food to the hungry. The Lord sets prisoners free. The Lord gives sight to the blind. The Lord lifts up those who are bowed down. The Lord loves the righteous. The Lord watches over the alien and sustains the fatherless and the widow, but he frustrates the ways of the wicked. The Lord reigns forever. Your God, O Zion, for all generations. Praise the Lord. Thanks be to God for his holy word.
I do enjoy my occasional red meat. Now, the truth of the matter is we eat too much of corn, too much cortisol. It's not the best use of our resources. And you know, one of the things that's important to also remember is that we are predators, right? We have our eyes in the front of our head. Now we're involved in a significant extinction moment right now. And part of the problem is there's just too many, so many of us doing so many things, using so much that's put a real pressure on the planet. But the fossil record, as well as when humans started writing things down, but even before humans were writing, the fossil record shows us that everywhere humans migrated, lots of stuff died. Okay, in fact, you can follow extinction patterns, particularly during the Ice Age and all those time periods. You can follow extinction patterns, for instance, in this country, by when humans show up. Humans show up, animals die. Okay, so that's just part of who we are. Now, one of the things that's interesting in the creation narrative, we didn't read that today, but it's implied in the Timothy passage. Prior to the fall of humanity, it is most likely that humans did not eat meat. At least that's the trick. And again, it's a highly stylized account. But the rabbis, for instance, some of the rabbis actually teach that, before Adam and Eve sinned, they didn't eat meat. And that's why in some very observant Jewish communities, to be kosher is to be vegetarian, because part of what they're trying to do is to get back to the original state. And one of the things that this idea of the destruction of the world and creation is related to sin, I think was greatly illustrated in the movie Noah. I don't know how many of you saw it. I think it was 2014. It's been 5 years or so since that movie came out. Russell Crowe starred as Noah. And people didn't know how quite to take that movie, in part because a lot of it was based on Jewish rabbinical teaching and books or writings that we don't really have access to as Christians. But it was really faithful to the Jewish understanding of what the Noah event was about. And there's this amazing speech, because if you remember the film, Noah, the world is totally destroyed, even before the water comes, by humans. Humans are brutish, they're cruel, they kill just to kill. In fact, Noah and his family do not eat animals, so they're still observing the initial vision of Adam and Eve. And Noah, at one point, one of the subtext of the story is Noah doesn't want his children to reproduce once they left, because he thinks humanity is who destroyed this world. And if God's going to restore the world, we need to make sure humans don't do it again. And he says this. Now he's retelling the creation story to his children. And he says this. Now the whole world was full of living beings. Everything that creeps, everything that crawls, and every beast that walks upon the ground. And it was good. It was all good. There was light and air and water and soil, all clean and unspoiled. There were plants and fish and fowl and beasts, each after their own kind, all part of the greater whole, all in their place, all was in balance. It was a paradise, a joy, in the Creator's home. Then the Creator made man, and by his side woman, father and mother of us all. He gave them a choice: follow the temptation of darkness, or hold on to the blessing of light. But they ate from the forbidden fruit. Their innocence was extinguished. And so, for the 10 generations since Adam, sin has walked within us. Brother against brother, nation against nation, man against creation. We murdered each other. We broke the world. We did this. Man did this. Everything that was beautiful, everything that was good, we shattered. So there is a sense that rather than tend the garden, we have exploited the garden. So that's part of the human story. And so there is this tendency for us to act as if we hate creation, as creation is merely a thing for us to use. Now, the other temptation, okay, so there's this temptation for humanity to defile creation. The other temptation is to think that the world is bad. There's always a religious impulse to think that the world is bad. And one of the reasons that you sometimes do that is because your experience has been bad, right? I don't know, I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. I don't know if any of you are watching the Ken Burns history of country music, and it's really interesting because it resonates. That's the music I first heard as a child, and so much of the early country music really came out of desperate circumstances. The Bakersfield Center, okay, Merle Haggard, Buck Owens, those men were sons of the Dust Bowl. Buck Owens tells a story where they had to leave Texas because everything was wiped out. So we hadn't left Texas, we would starve. He has a memory being broken down in Arizona with his parents, his aunt and uncles, and they had one toothbrush. Half the brush is missing to share among all the kids. And so part of why some country music, mountain music, bluegrass music, why do they sing about heaven so much? Okay. Why do they sing about heaven so much? Because they knew what it meant to be poor. They knew what it meant to have family members die too young because either they couldn't get medical treatment or they worked in the coal mines or they didn't have enough to eat. So there's always a temptation in religious circles to talk about things will be better away from this land. And even sometimes without meaning to, by talking about how important the spiritual is or how wonderful heaven is, it denigrates this world. That's part of the problem that is talked about here in 1 Timothy chapter 4. By the end of the first century, okay, Jesus movement was young, right? But there already were people who were saying, this world is evil. Okay? Don't get married. Okay? Because, sex is evil, procreation is evil. There are certain things you shouldn't eat because they're defiled. And the Christian church, already in the New Testament, but even more strongly in the second century says no to this. No. We are reminded that even though the world is broken, okay, and humanity has broken, Kurt Vonnegut one time said, another flaw in human character is everybody wants to build, but nobody wants to do any maintenance. Okay? So we want stuff. Okay? We want to take as much stuff as we can get, but we're not very good at replenishing. Right? Okay. And even though this is part of the human story, okay, the defilement of creation, rebellion against God, all this is tied together. Even though the world has been damaged by humanity, the underlying truth is God created it and it's good. Just because something has been defaced, just because something has been broken, doesn't mean it's bad. And that was one of the great messages of Christianity. And some levels it's a little crazy message, right? If you're a slave, for instance, a lot of the early Christians were slaves, and you have no freedom, or very limited freedom, it would seem like everything around you is bad and evil. But Christianity says, now, first of all, it started out saying that you're good. God loved you. And you may be a slave here on earth, but in heaven and in Christ, not even in heaven, but in Christ you are free. So there's already this thing in Christianity where it's reframing reality. In Christ there is no free or slave. In Christ there is no male or female. As a female, you may be treated as a second-class citizen in Roman society, but in Christ you are equal. Jews and Gentiles, there is none. There's no racial, ethnic division in heaven. We're all one. And that's part of that's part of the restoration of the good earth, the good creation. And in spite of what's wrong with the world, how we respond to beauty gives us a hint and reminds us that this is a good world. Hans von Balthasar, I think one of the greatest thinkers of the 20th century, said, every experience of beauty points to eternity. I had a friend, when their child first saw the Grand Canyon, he was 5 or 6. And so, it brings him up to the end, and, you just imagine how big his eyes were. And the first thing he did was raise his hands and go, thank you, God. My friend was not Pentecostal, he was a Texas lawyer. So it was just the immediate response. I remember the first time my oldest son saw the ocean. He was just 2. Well, he'd seen the ocean earlier, but I guess the first time, he's kind of, what I mean? And, we're walking hand in hand, and, kind of like go, and he just takes off running along the water, just laughing. Pure joy. Now, eventually I did say, oh, I should go get him. Okay. Right? But, I was watching, it was just pure joy because of the beauty and the magnificence. And so, even though we have done horrible things to this planet and continue to do horrible things to this planet, as Christians, we need to care about that. But even when things are wrong, there's beauty. I was talking about, about a month ago, I went to West Virginia. And, you see what strip mining does in certain places, but then you turn the corner, and there's the majesty of it. So the strip mine is awful, okay, but then you see it hasn't gotten everything. We're reminded how beautiful this earth is. John of Damascus said that the whole earth is a living face of Christ. And that brings us to this idea of the mystery of faith. Because the goodness of creation, the beauty of creation, circles back around to the first part of this passage. What is the mystery of faith? What is this incredible news that God's been up to that's revealed in our time? That's really what they're saying here. What is the mysterium of God? Well, it is that God became human. Now, I've gotten into this fact with some very reformed people in response to some things I post on the Resident Exile site. And they take issue with me because periodically I put an icon or a painting of Christ. And some hyper-reformed people believe that any picture of God is idol. It's breaking the second commandment. John Calvin commanded, if you go to a traditional Reformed church, something that comes from a Reformed church, Presbyterian church, a congregational church that was built in the 18th century, if it hasn't been changed, it's white. Okay? No pictures, no crosses, no symbols. Now, why the Puritans did it, why the hyper-Calvinists did it, is probably not the right reason, okay? And what Calvin understood, his followers didn't quite understand. But why is it okay for us to have a picture of Jesus, okay? Now, it's always dangerous, okay, to make a picture of Jesus, because we have a tendency to make Jesus in our own image, which is both a good thing and a bad thing, okay? For instance, if we think Jesus only looks like us, then that's a very bad thing. I told you a story. I was at a funeral in a church in Kenya, Ghana, and the whole front of the church was taken up by this big, Scottish-looking Jesus. All right. I don't know what Jesus looked like, but I know he didn't look like a Scotsman. All right, I am sure of that. And I tell my friend, I go, it was from God. I go, why? Because actually, Jesus looks more like you than he probably looks more like you than he looks like me, okay? And he said, well, that's what the missionaries told us he looked like. I said, okay, well, I said the missionaries were wrong. Okay. But we can look at a picture of Jesus because he became flesh. He became one of us. John of Damascus again. In former times, God who is without form or body could never be depicted. But now, when God is seen in the flesh, conversing with humans, I make an image of the God whom I see. I do not worship matter. I worship the creator of matter who became matter for my sake. Okay? It's an interesting translation of the Greek. I don't worship the created thing. I don't worship matter. I worship the one who created matter, who became matter. Right? The creature, or the creator became a creature. So Jesus really is our brother. He really is our friend. He really knows what it's like to be human and all that goes with that. And in the resurrection and the ascension, the mystery of our faith, he takes all that humanity with him into the very heart of God. So what that means is not only that because God became human, it sanctifies the created world, and that's a whole sermon in and of itself. It's 12 sermons, okay? But because he took on our nature, that's part of why we are made whole as well. The beauty of creation in its greatest manifestation is the beauty of God in you, as you are. Simone Weil once said that a beautiful woman looks in the mirror and thinks that's her, and she may be right. Okay. And Simone Weil said that an ugly woman, and Simone Weil was not a model. Okay. She's a very plain woman. She said, an ugly woman looks in the mirror and knows that's not her. But I would even go and say that any of us who look in the mirror, if we properly see ourselves as God sees us, we'll see there's something beautiful there. The crown of God's creation is you and I. That's not to make us proud, it's to make us humble and grateful. I remember one time talking to someone, and they talked about how they went through on and on about how awful they were. And I finally said to myself, gosh, our God is horrible. A person, you know, this person just, they were very pious. They thought of themselves as very devout. And they looked at me and said, how dare you say that God's awful? Well, he really messed up with you. According to you. And the person was kind of discombobulated. Maybe it's time that you start thinking about yourself the way God thinks about you. Maybe you need to surrender your own broken opinions about who you are and say yes. Because obviously, the God of the universe thinks you must be amazing because he died for you. And he's willing to be patient when you say these stupid things. And she laughed. The world's broken, but it's good. You and I are broken, and we are redeemed. And we are good